In the style then, I was less knowledgeable, and also we were dealing with like less quality sensors and lenses. So hard light and very, very high contrast was like the way, which was still cool to be honest. And it worked, it looked good. And like everything was very strong style. Like anything below gray was just like completely lost. But it looked really cool because a lot of people weren't really doing that at our weight bracket, like our budget level and our experience level. I feel like our stuff looked a bit more high contrast, but that's just because we were like really pushing like hard lights and like crunching down stuff and doing that. Luckily Simon was into that back then as well. But like the style kind of changed as I started learning about like softer lights, and you start shooting on stuff like Alexas or like decent reds with like sharp glass, or like, and now all of a sudden you have a way higher dynamic range and higher resolution image. So when you start blasting hard shitty little lights at people, it looks bad. So then I had to get into soft light. I learned about soft light and pooling, and then everything got flat, and then I had to go back to the old days and look at the shadows again, and now I try and balance those two things.
You went into, which one came first? I'm not sure. Did you do, was it Blue Story?
I was Spark on Blue Story.
Okay. Well, all right, then we'll leave
Yeah.
Blue Story.
No, that's all right. So Blue Story was Ratman's feature that he got off of the back of Shiro's, because Shiro's did so well. He got funded by, I think it was a BBC Paramount collab for Blue Story. And Ratman is like fiercely loyal. Yeah, much respect to Ratman for that whole period, because the second it came to it, execs and producers were like, who are these guys? When they were looking at me and Simon, they're like, well, they can't do a feature, no way. So they were trying to kick us off very quickly trying to kick us off. And Ratman just held it down and said, no, like, I need these people on. Like, they're the reason Shiro's story happened. And Shiro's story is the reason we're all here, so they have to be there. So he won that battle with Simon. Simon ended up DPing it. I think that was his first proper feature. He'd done a couple lower budget features, but I think that was his first proper one. And I wasn't trusted to gaffer it because I hadn't gaffed a feature yet, which is fair enough because I probably wasn't experienced enough with the larger stands and stuff. And I went down to Spark. I think Leo Nason's gaffed that. And then Jeff and Amir of Sparks. They taught me a lot, Jeff and Amir.
Cool. So
Shout out Jeff and Amir.
Oh, excellent. So how was that experience then?
Blue Story?
Yeah.
That was tough. That was really, really tough for multiple reasons. It was, the majority of people on it was their first film. And like I said earlier, like the problem with Shiro's story that we encountered was we weren't expecting, once you increase the process, we weren't expecting the extent of delays that incurs. So we were moving slow on Shiro's. Like we did like a 17-hour day and then slept 4 hours and did another whatever hour day. I can't remember. Like that's because we were like, Jesus. But you can't do that for 4 weeks. So on this film, on Blue Story, there was a lot of like, oh, just turn over there. And it's like, oh no, because now we've got like 30 people. We had more magliners on that shoot than we had lights on Shiro's story. So like, you know what I mean? Like that type of thing of like, oh, when Shiro's, we would just turn around.
Yeah.
But now it's like, turn around. Everything was super long. And we, there was a lot of like changing direction and like moving as if we were lightweight, but we were very much heavy. Like the camera kit was pretty serious on that. And like the sound kit was big and like everything was big.